In the days after the clinic becomes stable, a young village girl named Lan begins to visit often to help. She is energetic, hardworking, and brings a refreshing presence. Lan not only assists with cleaning and organizing medicine, but also actively helps Jack with heavier tasks. Whenever Jack guides her, she listens attentively, her eyes filled with admiration. To her, Jack is not just a kind man, but also someone she looks up to deeply. Her cheerful laughter and bright personality bring a lighter atmosphere to the clinic. Jack does not think much of it. He simply treats Lan like a younger sister from the village, with sincerity and kindness. However, from a distance, Tu Tien quietly observes. She says nothing, only offers a gentle smile. Yet deep within her eyes, a feeling begins to form. Something subtle, but impossible to ignore. As time passes, Lan grows closer to Jack. She often finds reasons to stay near him, bringing water, helping fix things in the clinic, or simply chatting. These small interactions gradually become routine. One afternoon, as Jack repairs a wooden table, Lan runs over and hands him water with a bright smile. "You've been working too hard. Take a break." Jack accepts it and thanks her with a smile, thinking nothing of it. But that moment is seen by Tu Tien from a distance. She stands still, her gaze lingering longer than usual. No words, no clear reaction. Yet inside her, a quiet discomfort begins to grow. It is not anger, but concern. A small fear that something may be changing. In the following days, Tu Tien gradually becomes quieter. She continues working as usual, helping people at the clinic, but her eyes no longer shine as before. Whenever Lan is near Jack, even in the smallest moments, Tu Tien unconsciously watches. Jack begins to notice the change. He sees that Tu Tien smiles less and sometimes seems distant when he talks. But he doesn't understand why. In his mind, everything is still the same. Nothing to worry about. One afternoon, as the sunlight fades, Tu Tien sits alone in front of the house. The mountain breeze is gentle, yet her heart is restless. She wonders if she is overthinking, or if something is truly changing. She doesn't want to doubt Jack, but emotions are not easy to control. A gaze has begun to change. One day, while Jack is fixing a wooden shelf in the clinic, Lan stands beside him, helping and chatting cheerfully. The atmosphere between them is natural and innocent, like siblings. "You're really skillful," Lan says, her eyes bright. Jack smiles. "We have to do everything ourselves here." At that moment, Tu Tien arrives at the door. She stops and silently watches. Lan's smile, Jack's comfort, all of it makes her heart sink slightly. She doesn't enter or say anything. She simply turns away. Inside her, thoughts begin to pile up. It may have been just a normal moment, but to her it feels different. Sometimes misunderstandings don't start from facts, but from emotions. That night, the atmosphere in the house feels heavy. Jack notices Tu Tien's unusual silence. "What's wrong?" he asks gently. She hesitates, then finally speaks. "You and Lan, aren't you getting too close?" Jack freezes. "What are you talking about? I see her like a younger sister." But his explanation doesn't ease her heart. "I see you smile more when you're with her." Her voice softens, yet filled with hurt. Jack becomes confused. He doesn't understand how something so simple turns into a problem. The conversation grows tense. No one raises their voice, but every word carries suppressed emotions. A small argument, but enough to create distance. After the argument, neither of them speaks. The small house falls into silence. Tu Tien turns away, holding back her emotions. Jack sits quietly, deep in thought. Night falls, the dim oil lamp flickers. The distance between them is small, yet feels so far. Jack begins to reflect. Perhaps he has been careless, not realizing Tu Tien's feelings. He understands the issue is not Lan, but how his actions made Tu Tien feel insecure. He sighs. Maybe I need to do something. The next morning, Jack wakes up early. He barely slept. Tu Tien's words keep echoing in his mind. He realizes the issue is not about being right or wrong, but about the feelings of the person he loves. Jack steps outside, looking down at the village slowly waking up. A thin layer of mist still covers the land, creating a peaceful scene. Yet inside him, there is determination. I can't let this continue, he tells himself. Jack understands that simply explaining to Tu Tien is not enough. What matters is clearing everything openly, so no misunderstanding remains. He decides to speak directly to Lan, not in private, but in front of everyone. It is not just to protect his love, but to make Tu Tien feel secure again. In the middle of the village yard, Jack calls Lan in front of everyone. The atmosphere turns unusually quiet. Lan looks at him, slightly nervous but still hopeful. Jack takes a deep breath and says, I know you're kind, but I only see you as a younger sister. The words are simple, yet clear. He continues, the only person I love and want to protect is Tu Tien. The villagers remain silent. Lan lowers her head, her eyes showing sadness but also understanding. Tu Tien stands at a distance, her heart trembling. It is not rejection out of cruelty, but clarity. That afternoon, Jack sits alone by the porch, carefully carving a small piece of wood. It is wood from the mountain, simple and close to their life. He patiently shapes it into a bracelet, engraving Tu Tien's name on it. When he finishes, he walks inside. Tu Tien. She turns, still slightly hesitant. Jack hands her the gift. I'm not good with words, but I want you to understand. The bracelet is not perfect, but it carries all his sincerity. Tu Tien looks at the gift, then at Jack. Inside her, the distance between them begins to disappear. Tu Tien holds the bracelet, her eyes slowly filling with tears. She steps closer and gently hugs Jack. I'm sorry for overthinking. Jack smiles softly and holds her tighter. It's my fault for not being more attentive. The afternoon sunlight shines through the door, wrapping them in warmth. All misunderstandings and distance fade away. Outside, the mountain breeze flows gently. The village remains peaceful, but their love has grown stronger. Sometimes small challenges don't push people apart, they bring them closer.